After the Blue Jays swept away the Atlanta Braves, they head out west to take on the Oakland Athletics. And yep, one of many night games for Blue Jay fans. And I talk about really late night Blue Jay games. However, the Jays do lose game one of the four-game set against Oakland 5-4 in this one today and fall to 14-13 on the season. There are lots and lots of storylines in this game today. First things first, before we even started the game today, we hear that George Springer was not in the lineup today due to the fatigue, due to the heat in the last game. Jays fans, he's hurt. I don't know what... It is blatantly obvious that he is hurt. But they're trying to get him to get through this somehow by playing, which doesn't make much sense to me. I got one thing to say to you guys. And Rob, who I do the podcast with and was on the Instagram Live today, by the way, check that out on Blue Jays Center. I was live with them just a few minutes ago, so go check it out on the IGTV page of Blue Jays Center. We talked about Springer and the Atlanta Braves series coming up next week. You don't have a DH. So is Springer just going to not play? But he's supposed to be in the outfield at some point, right? Like, is he going to be that type of player right now? The Blue Jays did not drop $150 million on a DH. So something's got to give. Whether he's actually healthy, which is it's pretty much blatantly obviously not, or you put him on the IL for a significant amount of time so he can get 100%. Those are my thoughts on that. But let's get to the ball game. Enough about that. I wanted to bring it up right away, but let's talk about this ball game. Bottom half of the second inning, Jed Lowry hits an RBI double off the wall. Looked like Kevin Biggio could have got the ball, but tough one off the wall. Chapman comes across the score, and the A's have a 1-0 lead. That ball just carried, and this one carried. Steven Piscotty hits a ball deep to left field. Looks like it's going to be a lazy fly ball. But it leaves the ballpark. A 2-run shot. Lowry comes in to score on the 2-run bomb. And the Jays, just like that, are down 3-0. Holy smokes, that changed fast. But this Blue Jay offense, they can score runs. Top half of the third inning, right after you gave up the first three. Bo Bichette, RBI single. Danny Jansen comes around to score in the play. All right, it's a 3-1 ball game. Few batters later, Teoscar Hernandez, he hits an RBI single. Bichette comes in to score. Biggio comes in to score, and the Jays have tied it at 3. They answer right back. The offense coming through against Frankie Montas on the mound. Bottom half of the fifth inning, though, Laureano hits a 2-run shot. Kemp comes across the score, and Kemp gets on base with a walk. When you walk the number 9 hitter, that is a recipe for disaster. Especially a guy like Kemp who's got really good speed. He's all in your mind at that point. And you have a 2-run shot, and that tie game, you're now down 2. And the Blue Jays look like they're going to get something going here. Top half of the 8th inning, Vladdy scores on a wild pitch. All right, you have a runner in scoring position, but they can't score. There were a few different times where the Blue Jays had guys on base, but just couldn't bring them across the score, and they lose it 5-4 in Oakland. That's not really even the storylines of the game today, right? Just the plays itself, that means nothing. Steven Matz was the starter today. He went 5 innings, allowed 7 hits, 5 runs, all 5 were earned if I'm not mistaken, 6 strikeouts, and walked 1. You could clearly see for the majority of this ball game that Steven Matz was not happy. And it seemed more or less like himself, like he was not throwing in the right spots. He did not look pleased with himself at all. And after that 5th inning, after he gave the 2-run shot to Laureano, he comes off the field and slams his glove on the bench. And I'm like, hey, that's fine. Show the emotion. We like the emotion. Then Charlie Montoyo goes and sits down with him and basically says, hey, buddy, your night's done. He loses his mind, not on Charlie, but he stands up again, slams his glove a couple times, and I'm thinking, whoa, did you not expect to get pulled? You were up near 90 pitches, maybe even above 90. Well, even 5 innings, allowed 7 hits, 2 home runs, and allowed 5 runs total over 5 innings. Why would you think you're going more than 6 or more than 5 innings? I don't know. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on that in the comments below. I really want to get your guys' take on the way that Steven Matz reacted to the news that he was not going out for the 6th inning. The bullpen did a job, though. They shut the door down the stretch to keep the Jays in the game. to allow them to get into this ball game. Travis Bergen was great. He went an inning and 2/3, allowed 2 hits, 1 strikeout, and a walk. As Tim Mazza did a great job, went an inning and a third, lost his command for a little bit, but not too bad. Walked 2 guys and had a strikeout, so he didn't do all that shabby there this evening, or tonight. It was not this evening, it was tonight. Technically this morning, if you want to look at it that way. So the bullpen did a good job. Matz didn't give you a great start. The Jays, other than that, again, they seem to score bunches of it in 1 inning, and then they can't get anything the rest of the way, right? They score that 3 runs in the top half of the third, and they get nothing the rest of the way. And the offense really wasn't a bright spot today, except for one guy, and it's a consistent guy that we have seen hit all year long, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. This guy, we continue to think, wow, this guy's great. He's a really good player. He's really finding himself. Then we watch a game like this, and we're like, damn, he's really good. And he is that good. I mean, he went 3 for 4 today. He hit a one hopper. It was more or less a chopper, but if you play baseball and as an infielder, if you get that chopper with a lot of backspin on it, or front spin, whatever the heck it is, and it bounces once, and then when it hits that second patch of dirt, it flies. And that's exactly what it did to Matt Chapman at third. He couldn't handle it. And the absolute laser beam he hit to right field. Vladdy is an absolute machine. He went 3 for 4 of the runs scored in the game today. He's continued to show us that he's been fantastic defensively at first base. He's really turned the corner in his career. Now, obviously the question is, over 162 games, how's this all going to play out? We're going to have to wait and see. But through the first, 27 games, it's beautiful to watch. And also, Kevin Biggio in right field, I wanted to bring this up as well. Other than the one play in right field, the Jed Lowry double to score Matt Chapman there in the second inning, where he could have caught the ball, but it was a tough play. He made some really good plays. The ball that bounced off the wall, and he played it really nicely off the wall, bare hand, 1 hopper to second, and he got the guy out at second. That was a huge play at the time. He also made a really nice catch at the wall in another inning. Kevin Biggio, I've said it all along, is a fine right fielder. He's a fine second baseman. You put him on the left side of the field, whether it's short, third, left, whatever, he looks totally out of place. And it's crazy because he's been playing so damn well for this team on the defensive end in right field. Use him there for now, right? Until George Springer can be healthy consistently, then why can't Biggio play right field all the time? He looks fine out there. That's just my take on that. I want to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments below. Now, enough about that game, right? Because it was not a pretty ball game. It was a little all over the place pitching wise, and you couldn't really get the clutch hits other than that in that 1 inning. But it's on to the next one. That's the great thing about baseball is you always play, always, 9 times out of 10, you play the next day. You have to have a short memory, forget about the loss, move on to the next one. And that next game is tomorrow night as well. Another 9:40 first pitch, whoopie-doo. Anthony Kay gets the ball for the Blue Jays, against Cole Irwin? I'm going to go with Irvin of the Oakland Athletics. What do you guys think? What are your scoring predictions for tomorrow night? It's going to be a tough one no matter what, because that team can hit over there in Oakland. They have a lot of guys that can hit the long ball, and even in the ballpark that seems to be a pitcher's-friendly ballpark, quite a few of those balls today I thought were not going to leave the ballpark, and they really did. Or Jed Lowry's one off the wall. I didn't expect it to go that deep. So, pretty crazy, but I want to hear your guys' thoughts. My prediction for tomorrow, I think Anthony Kay is going to give us a good outing. That's my hot take on that. And I think the Blue Jays bats are going to come alive. They're going to win 5-2. That's my take on tomorrow. We'll have to see what happens. Maybe they'll win at 5-2. I don't know. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and if you're a Jays fan and did not enjoy the game today, smack the like button. But if you're an Oakland A's fan and you love that game today, smack the like button as well. Do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on the game. What'd you like, what'd you not like from today's game? Criticism, all that stuff in the comments below. Go crazy. Twitter's down below for myself. Follow, send me a DM, do that great stuff. The Instagram link is down below, so follow up there if you have not done so already. And I will talk to you guys, Raptors edition, what is it, tomorrow? Yes, tomorrow night at 10 p.m. 2 really late games. Luckily, I don't work on Wednesday. 10 p.m. tip-off in LA taking on the Clippers, as even though the Wizards won today, the Raptors' playoff hopes are very slim. But Tank Nation's in full effect, even with that win against the Lakers yesterday, I guess. 10 o'clock tip-off there in LA tomorrow. As for the Leafs, they play Montreal to kind of regroup after today's loss in overtime. On Thursday, 7 p.m. puck drop there, whether it's in Toronto or in Montreal, I can't remember. And as for the Blue Jays, as I've talked about, their next game is tomorrow night, 9:40 first pitch in Oakland at the Coliseum. Anthony Kay, Cole Irvin is the pitching matchup, all right? So thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. We'll talk to you guys then.